Okay everyone, this is a run through of the equipment that you get for the home recording for Berkshire Woodturners and also for doing live IRDs should you so wish. First off, you've got two microphone boom arms. They have their feet moved out by opening them out all the way out so that the shaft at the bottom doesn't protrude, otherwise they don't stand straight. Got twist grip here that raises up the shaft. Then you've got an articulating boom arm here. This is only for the web cameras because they're too lightweight for the camcorder. That holds the angle, this holds the length. You can have the boom arm out quite a long way as long as you set it up stably. On the end of the microphone stand, there's an adapter that has been screwed on to the standard microphone fitting, and at the end of the adapter is a standard little ball head for your adjustability of your camera. You'll find there's a couple of plastic clips on the frame which you can pop off. These are designed so that if you've got this in a nice safe position and you've got your camera wire running down, you can pop the camera wire in here, and further on down there's another clip here that can slide up and down. Just means that when you've got these positioned in your workshop, you can position the units so that the cables are not in the way. You have an option for a shelf. If your setup is such that it's better to put the camera, one of the web cameras on a bracket. This is like an angle poised lamp. You can extend that out. Pretty lightweight, so it doesn't stand a lot of abuse. I've got one. I have no problem with it. It's just pressed steel. So you have a little clamp, and this goes in. You can move that around to suit your position and clamp it up. Continuing the theme of tripods, you've got a camera tripod which comes in a bag. I'm hoping the microphone stands will also come in a bag, but I haven't ordered it yet. This is not the strongest of tripods. It's only plastic with aluminium arms, but it won't stand a lot of abuse, so be delicate with it. The legs come out, standard tripod, little clamp. So that is the tripod for the camcorder. The tripod has got a friction ball top here. You unlock the top to allow it to go up with the winder handle, should you so wish. Again, this is only plastic, so be careful with it. There's a pan and tilt head here, little ball level on the top. That's just a friction grip for there. You can flip this right the way up and have the camera at right angles if you wish. Don't recommend it. This is all you normally need. The top has got a cam action clamp and a little square plate. The square plate is fixed to the camera, and I'll show you that and how that goes on next. All the AV gear has been put into this camera bag, which I've donated to the cause. It's seen quite a bit of use, but it's still very robust. The handle will go out the way, and that will zip up should you so wish for storage. We've got grab handles on the top. So inside we've got the camcorder, which is in here pretty much by itself. There might be the odd cable in there. Then you've got this, which is the camcorder accessories and the microphone at the moment. Then we've got the web cameras and their cables in here. Everything is labelled up so that you know which camera goes to which cable and which cable goes to which port on the computer. 2 web cameras in there. There's obviously various power cables and stuff, and the laptop. Camcorder is pretty simple to operate. It's a Canon Legria HFR 806. It's pretty simple operation. You have the side screen opens out. It turns it automatically off and on when you open the screen, and it says hello, memory card, and check whether the lens cover is open, it says. So the lens cover is closed. The lens cover has a little lever on the side. That pops open and you're ready to rock. To fit it onto the tripod, there's a little square bracket that's been already screwed into the screw thread at the bottom, ready so that you don't have to bother with that. You just pop that on, rotate the cam so that the cam allows the little undercuts to grip, and your camera is then on the tripod. It's got an incredibly long zoom. That is operated with the zoom slider on the top. Check whether the lens cover is open. Beep beep. Yep, lens cover is now open. On the side, you've got this port here, which is a mini HDMI. I've put a yellow blob against it so that the cables, you know which it goes with. There's a yellow blob on the cable and a yellow mark there. This is for connecting it to a computer. It's a USB and it comes with a USB cable. The SD card is in here. It's 128 gigabyte. That's enough for, I don't know, 40 hours of filming or something ridiculous. That goes in, and there's a little cover that you pop back over to cover it. You can transfer recordings from the SD card straight into the computer, which has got an SD card slot, or I think you can transfer it by the USB lead. I'm not sure there's any point in doing that, to be honest. The only buttons you've got on here are on and off and play. It couldn't be simpler. You plug the power lead in on the other side of the camera here, and I'll do that now just to show you. Is the camcorder power pack, which it says on the side. Okay, so this is the mains lead. It only goes in one way, so let's pop that in and you're good to go. Okay, so web cameras, 2 of them. When you store them and when you put them away, please be careful not to scratch the face of the lens. The cables are stored in the center, the extension cables, and sorry, trying to do this one-handed is not easy. And each of the 2 cameras is stored in the pouches on the sides. Either camera can go on either tripod, but each camera is actually labelled with its name. You put the cameras on by screwing the boss into the base. You have to twiddle it and watch where the cables go. There's a little locking nut at the bottom, which you tighten up to tighten that on. Of course, this will be completely floppy because it's a 360-degree movement. So you just nip that up and you've got it somewhere approximately where you think you might want it. You've got these little cable grips, which are quite handy to use, so you can put them wherever you want. I'm just going to put one there. The end of this says camera 1. Okay, so Bluetooth cable that goes to the computer. Got a female end, goes in camera 1. Do the same for camera 2, and when you get to the plugging it into the computer, the label says camera 1 on this end. This is the computer, the laptop. You need to plug camera 1 into the USB that's next to the camera 1 label, and camera 2 into the USB label that says camera 2. If you don't do that, then the computer won't recognize the camera as being the same camera as it was used the last time, and you'll have a problem. It's easily overcome, but if you don't know how to do it, it's a pain in the arse. This is a USB 3 port replicator with 4 USB 3 ports on it. It's a USB-C adapter which goes in to this port on the side here. That plugs in either way because these are universal into there, and this device is the only place where you're going to put the camcorder. There's camcorder on the side just to make it absolutely clear, and it says Canon on the top. There's a reminder that when you plug this in, it needs electricity too. When you plug it in, the blue light has to be on next to it, and as a reminder, press the power button. Each one of these ports is activated electricity wise by pressing the power button, and the power button goes down when it's on and it lights up. When we plugged in and look like it's powered and not working, you wonder why it's not working, you haven't pressed the power button. If you plug that into that USB port, it will always recognize it. The microphone has a dongle, and I'll just unplug that. If you want to use the remote microphone, which you can put on a lapel clip, or you can put it around your ear, there's 2 microphones that are available to use. If you want to use that to avoid so much noise being recorded, and you prefer that sound overlay, then you plug this in here, mic to mic, and this is the radio receiver for the microphone. The microphone unit, it's called a lavalier mic. When I use it, I prefer to use this little clip here as a little lapel clip, and you have this foam bit facing towards your mouth. If it's facing down, it'll be muffled and you won't hear it. All you do to turn this on is insert a pair of AA batteries. Hopefully they'll be available as a pack to go with it, and then you hold the off and on button down for a couple of seconds. It activates, and then a number is in the window. Against the number, there's also a little power thing giving you an indication of the amount of power in your batteries. I don't suggest you run the power right the way down, because if you run the power right the way down, chances are the signal will become rubbish. This should work about 20 or 30 feet without a problem. If you get interference and bad signal, that little number in there, which is currently 568, is the frequency which this unit connects to the plug-in dongle that has just gone into the gone in here. If you get interference and crackle on frequency, all you do is you click the little set button at the top, and that will just change the frequency 1 hertz at a time, or megahertz, whatever it is at a time. Click, click, click. That's only likely to happen if you're maybe, I don't know, mixed up with some other radio device. This is not Bluetooth. It's better than Bluetooth. It's proper wireless, so you won't have the problems of dropout that you often get with Bluetooth next to a microwave and stuff like that. It should be fairly robust. So that's how the microphone is connected. So I shall wire that up, and we'll do a test run with the computer and the remote keyboard that goes with the computer.